guys. Welcome to a Reseller's Passion YouTube channel. I thank you for joining me today. I'm trying some different things and I'm glad that you're along for the ride. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as I can, the same way I grew my Instagram channel, just organically, and hopefully I get some subscribers. So if you got this far and you enjoy my smile, please subscribe by hitting the button below. See, I gave you an extra smile just because. But what I'm trying to do is jump into start doing a few series. This week I've been talking with my group about starting websites. So I figured I'd do a little research and start talking a little bit about that. I do have a website myself. It's on Shopify. We can get into web names later. But I wanted to talk today about starting your domain. That's the first thing, and then we'll talk about websites, then we'll talk about what you can sell, and then we could possibly get into some drop shipping to add on to your website. So I was prompted by this because I wanted to provide a little bit more information. People don't really talk about that with websites within the reselling community because everyone's on specific like platforms, but I think it's really important to diversify, to grow your business or add on your business by adding new things. And that's what I've always done. Even when I was a crochet designer, I had my own website. I sold on Etsy, sorry. I sold on Facebook. I had a presence on Instagram, and I still do. The name of my company was Surprise Designer, and I sold for many years on Etsy. But I also wanted to branch out and reach other people because one, Etsy had fees, so I wanted to try to do something on my own. So I started my own website on Shopify called Surprise Designer. So I was already branded back then. So I wanted to help you in the reselling community think of some other ways to diversify and grow. Yes, we can cross list, we can cross post, we can put our items on other platforms, but this is stepping outside of the box and thinking about other things you can do in addition to reselling. If it's something that you want to do, like if you want to create a design business, if you are an artist and you paint, if you are a crochet designer, if you knit, if you want to design clothes and you that's not working for you on the existing selling platforms, this gives you an opportunity to do something different and also to expand your own brand. You don't belong to someone, you're not renting the space, you own the space. Okay, so let's talk about domain. Basically, a domain is a way for someone to identify you. It's how people find you. It's your name. So you know how you go in to a website and you type in www dot whatever the website's name is. That's what you're doing. You're creating your own name. Okay, so the name of my website is A Reseller's Passion, of course. So to find me, all you have to do is type in the bar a resellerspassion.com, HTTPS, those back dots, colons, backslashes. You can do all that, or you can just put in a resellerspassion.com, and that's how you find me. Now, this is how you get started with your domain. It's really simple. You can do it different ways. Okay, so the simplest way is, first you can go and search and find out if the domain that you're interested in creating is available. Now I will tell you right now that if you do that, it sends out like a weird kind of alert. So say for instance, I came up with an idea. I wanted to start and name myself a reseller's passion. So I go in and you can Google. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should have researched it a little bit more, but I don't know if you can how you can search for a domain name outside of going into the domain locations, because I'm going to give you a couple of those. But if I'm looking for a reseller's passion and I click in, so if I go to, say for instance, domain.com, that's a website where you can go to create your own domain. If I go to domain.com and I type in to find out if my name is available, I'll type in a reseller's passion. You'll hit enter and it will let you know if the domain is available. If it's not available, it'll give you options. So it will tell you to add a letter, be a little bit different in terms of your spelling, add two N's next to passion, add the year. You can do something to change it up. You won't get a resellerspassion.com. You can do a resellerspassion.net .edu education. There's .org. There are so many ways that you can create your website. But what's going to happen is now you've told the the digital world that you're searching for this. So what happens is it goes out something weird and it allows someone else to find that name and create it for themselves. So if you don't purchase it, you're telling the system that you've searched for this name, and someone else will see that and they'll go, oh wow, this is creative. So if you go back in tomorrow, now that you have your money to start your website, it may be gone. This has happened before. This has happened to Thomas. He just started his website a few months ago, and the original name that he was interested in finding was gone. This happened to me also when I was originally starting to do my crochet design business. So, and the funny thing is, I don't even remember what name I was interested in. So I just came up with Surprise Designer because it was just a spin-off of my previous dessert business, which was Surprise Inside Gourmet Desserts. So I just try to use spin-offs as much as I can. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is search and see if the name that you're interested in is available. Okay, and now I'm going to give you a couple sites. Now, this is the thing. There are sites that are available that will allow you to find and create your domain name. They'll give you suggestions as well. Like I said, if your name is not available, they'll give you some suggestions. These are just sites for if you want to create a domain. Okay, we'll get into some other stuff later. So Namecheap.com, so that's Namecheap. Instant Domain Search, Domain.com, I said that earlier. Sedo, Sedo.com. Flippa, Flippa.com. And there are many more. So all you have to do is go to Google, which is our best search engine, and type in create domain, and it'll give you that information. Okay, so these are simple ways to create a domain. Now this is the funny thing is when you go to those sites, they'll instantly tell you that they're having a sale. Now you can create a domain as simple as $5.99. We're in Q4. This is the perfect time. Everything's on sale. There's going to even be Black Friday sales for finding a domain. So the most I say you should pay for a domain would be $15. I pay $12.99 a year. This is not a month. So if someone is asking you to pay a monthly fee for a domain, you do not want to get that. You can buy a domain inexpensively. And if you're thinking of starting your business in the next couple of months, I would definitely say grab it now so that if you go back, you're not disappointed if it's not available, especially if you want .com and you don't want to get into .net or anything additional like that. Okay, now that is one way of creating a domain. The other way of creating a domain is if you go to a specific website. So if you're interested in a website, if you've heard about a website that your friend is using or that your boss is using, if you know a website developer and they're going to develop a website for you, then this is a good way of creating a domain through those companies. So I go back and I'm going to go back and talk about Shopify. I have created my domain on Shopify because that is also the host for my website. Okay, it's basically the platform that I use to create my website. And I'm going to get into websites more. That's going to be the second part. This is just a short video just to talk about domains. But when I went to Shopify, they were a platform that I really liked. I tried others. Believe me, I've been in business for about 10 years doing different type of businesses, and I've always had a website to go along with the business, because there's so much you can do with websites. So I didn't want to try 20, 30 platforms. I tried a couple and Shopify worked for me. So when I went to do the research, if you start, first of all, most of the website platforms do provide free hosting. Okay. And again, I'll get into that a little bit more. But when I chose Shopify for a week, I chose the free hosting. A lot of times it'll be for a week. Some will maybe try a month, but they want you to buy, so they don't give you that much time. So for Shopify, I tried it for a week. I really liked it. And then I was able to grab my domain name. And when you go in, it instantly pops up as you're creating your website and asks you if you want to create a domain name. I typed in a reseller's passion. It was available. I snagged it up. It was 12. I paid $12.99, and that's once a year. You pay with your designated credit card or debit card, or even PayPal, depending on the payment options they provide for you. And then you'll get a notice that every year that it's the money's instantly taken out of your account, but they let you know a month ahead of time before your domain is going to expire. Okay. So the last thing that I want to say is that when you purchase your domain, you need to check with the site that you're purchasing your domain from to make sure that the domain that you purchase can be used on any platform. And what I mean by that is if you buy a domain from domain.com, you need to make sure that when it's time for you to transfer it into your designated website host that you can. And then the website host will take you step by step, showing you how to start your website and also transfer your domain over. That is really important. You do not want to invest in a domain name because, one, you've already purchased it. It won't be available again under the .com or the .net. If you've already purchased it, you've already purchased a domain, but it may not be transferable. So you have to do all that research ahead of time. And the cool thing about these platforms is that you go into the about section and it gives you all the pertinent information that you need to start from beginning to end. They walk you through everything. And that's what I like about Shopify. And then later I'll get into some other platforms in another video. So that is really all I want to talk about with domains. You figure out your name, you purchase your domain, and then you find out where you want to host it, what website platform, and then that will be the next video. So I thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll answer all the questions, and I'll provide all the domain sites in my comments for you guys. Thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please subscribe. If you really like my smile, give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much, friends. Take care.